What happens behind the scenes, characters' personal goals or quiet dealings often take place apart from the party, hidden in the shadows. A master assassin not revealing his contract to the paladin, nor the powerful mage whose hobby is to bake bread and sell it on the black market. This is the place for secret affairs, shady dealings, or family life. Welcome to the Shadow Sessions. Zyra Roloff, Thurgoth's Lightfoot Vane. Queen of the Orcs was destined to overcome adversity. We know this because proof of that adversity has made her what she is today. However, one of those adversities will not allow her to move on. Join her as she wraps herself into the politics of hell, seeking revenge. Welcome back to Original GM. I am Hoopahu. This time I'm joined with Chikala in the shadow session for Zyra. I've been looking forward to doing these one-on-one sessions. This will be the first one. Kind of the things that are done in the background that other characters might not be involved with or might not be privy to or have any knowledge of. Our last few games, Zyra's not been present.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happened. What do you say?
Yeah.
Okay. When last we left Zyra, she was up in one of the upper rooms, the Temple of Larkin in Nira, with her son and her brother, and what looks to be a dozen armed Verbadine Ranger, orcs and half-orcs, kind of a mixture of them. He explained to you what's going on. Zyra explained to you about the sisters and what he's found out about them. You're not sure if he knows the whole story behind what took place with the sisters, or even Mammon. He doesn't really bring that up to you. He's just telling you that he knows how to get to where the sisters are.
Okay.
His explanation was evolved around a map that he showed you, and also some equipment to disguise looking like you're from the northern orc tribes, specifically the Sheeklop tribe.
All right.
Up in the north, these orcs are ruled by King Sheeklok, which is the father of the two sisters that you have the issue with. But you know you also have the issue with the father.
Right.
So, and you're not sure, there's some kind of demon or devil stuff. You're not sure exactly what's going on up there completely.
Right, there's some
but you
kind of affiliation.
You got some rumors that they're affiliated with Mammon. You had spoken to Alexandria about that being a case.
She told me to go after Mammon's temples. Which there might be one of those. They're affiliated.
Might be.
Alright.
So we begin the game in a darkly lit, warlike room. These guys remind you of the aerial unit they used to be in Beacon.
The Griffin Riders?
Yeah. You look around and they all have personalities. You can see some of them are larger than others. You can tell they're bruiser types. They're just different. All of them are different. But they have a look of, like Gordon. They've got that look. And all of them, you see the Verbadine attire.
Right, it's there.
It's there. These are obviously Verbadine Rangers, all 12 of these individuals. But their Verbadine symbol is different. It's like Gordon's, where it's reversed with the dark side on it.
Mm-hmm.
And
So they're all Dark Rangers.
all of them.
Right.
And you also see 2 of them wearing a holy symbol with Gordon's symbol on it around their necks.
All right.
So as he's showing you all this you're kind of looking around at the map and looking around at them, and these are the things that you're collecting in your head. You're happy about your son coming to you with this and everything. He basically tells you, and I'll go over this. He'll tell you basically what the map is, what the internal area is, and he says, "I'm not sure how you're going to get there. I know you have plenty of options and ways to get there, but I won't be going, Mother. I'll be staying here and watching from afar."
Okay.
This has been my plan, though. I'm more of a general, he says, and he kind of looks around, and they smile. All of them kind of smile a little bit.
She would smile too when he says that.
She looks at you, she says, "I'll leave all the heroics for you and Father." Your brother says, "Well, I think it's a good plan." This is basically what he's saying, and he shows you the map. There's a small river that runs through the middle of the center area of the Northern Orcish Kingdom, which is located at a mountain area where there's a cave-like entrance. And that will be on this side of the map over here.
Okay.
And they know, your son will tell you from what we've been able to discover, which has been quite a lot. There is a temple in there. We've seen priests with robes move in and out. We have had spies already go in.
A temple to Mammon?
Not to the temple itself, but to the city. Drak Ghul, which is what they call it. It used to be a holy site for Una, the Orcish goddess of beauty and love.
Mm-hmm.
Used to be a holy site for her.
Okay.
But they don't think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Mainly because at night there have been seen some demonic or lower planar activity in the form of dogs that leave flaming footprints and at the cave entrance, like they're almost like they're guarding it at times, but they're not always there.
Hellhounds. Okay.
We also know another location, which is approximately a quarter mile farther to the east into this mountain, where there's a structure that ships come in and out of, spell-jamming vessels.
What do they look like?
There are 2 of them. One is a small vessel that's a single-man vessel, often used to go from that location to this location
Okay.
in the air, and like the big ship is stored there, so to say. But it's all done in a mechanical and magical fashion where the mountain opens up and then closes again. Any detections or scrying or anything on that area of that device have shown fruitless. Nothing. Temple of Larkin has helped.
Okay.
Uncle Alex has been indispensable with some of the knowledge that we've gained.
Is
from
he in
this.
there or no?
No, he's not in there. Once you cross the river, everything is different. The people, he says, our kin from the river on are not just our kin. They are littered with spirits from the lower planes within their psyches.
Okay.
The sisters have been seen to come in and out of the cave entrance via the single craft, or both of them. So they must be away from where the main ship is to there. This intelligence that we have is all we have. And it's because we have seen it on the ground. We have spies there now,
Okay.
Mother. And they're ready to take us to the river.
Nice. All right.
Now, we do not know what the inside of the cave structure looks like, but we can move quiet and silent. These two platoons wanted to, or gained the honor to introduce themselves to you. As their queen, you get to choose which of the 6 go, which group. This is Alpha and this is Bravo. And you see them stand and they go to attention kind of off to the side, 6 on each side.
Okay. She'll look at him.
Okay. The 2 that wear the necklace for Gordon are on the right. They're in the group on the right. 2 of the 6.
Okay. Which group switch? Did he say? Did he point?
Bravo. That's Bravo.
Okay.
And then Alpha's the other side. They all look similar in nature, you know, the way they're dressed, the way they stand. There's one big guy in each group that's big. He's over.
He's obviously the.
There's
the
2
muscle.
of them, right? One is really green, and he's over on the right side, and the other's a little less green. But they're both huge. Their tusks are big. You know, they got more of the orcish gene than some of the orcs around do. And they're close to 7.5 feet tall, both of them. One's a little taller than the other. The greener one's a little taller than the other one. Greener one's on the right. So
There's one in each group.
yeah. But as far as the amulets, those are all in Bravo, the right group.
Okay.
Yeah.
She will walk up to the right group and start with each of them and go down the line and ask them to tell her about themselves. Just to find out where they're, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How else better to...
So the first one you come to, his cloak is pulled, his cowl is pulled real low, and all you can see is just his chin as you walk up to him. He looks
Observation?
real clean shaven. Observation. Go ahead, roll it.
14 under 25?
There's a familiar smell.
Okay.
And you have herbalism. Do you have herbalism?
No.
Okay. You recognize the smell, but you don't know what it is. But when you do get closer, the individual looks at you, and it's a female. But you couldn't tell until you walked up.
Orcish? Half orcish?
Half orc.
Okay.
Big eyelashes. Big eyes, too. Big eyes and big eyelashes. She kind of looks up at you, almost innocent-like. Kind of pudgy cheeks. And her teeth are not as prominent. You know, they're like yours.
They're smaller.
They're smaller.
Like you could make a puncture wound with them.
Right.
If you bit somebody.
Right, and
Reverse vampire teeth.
Yeah. Yeah. And she looks at you, smiles real big. In broken common, she says to you, I am Orla.
She would say to her in Orcish, you don't have to speak common.
She says, thank you very much. And you see her demeanor change. Thank you, my queen. I am support and distraction. And if I get too hungry, intro devourer. And she smiles. It's a pleasure to meet you, and it will be a pleasure to serve you. She nods and kind of goes back.
She'll walk step to the next one.
Okay. Full orc, about 6 foot. 2 sticks that look like they're poking off his back here, and he's kind of brown clothing mixed in with the Vermilion grays and silvers, kind of brown clothing mixed in. And he kind of holds his hands up like this when you come walking up, and two pistol crossbows appear on his arms and on his hands. And he goes, "It is a pleasure, Your Majesty." And he goes down to a knee. And then stands back up. And they go back away. You see him just basically disappear.
She used to have some of those with daggers,
Yeah.
if you remember,
Yeah.
where she went like that and they came over her hands.
Yeah.
He doesn't say anything else?
"I am Mordecai.
Mordecai?
Mordecai," he says.
What was that first girl's name again? I need to write these down.
Orla.
And these are the two with the holy symbols? Are these two? Or no?
No.
No? Okay.
No. Buko is the next one. When you, after you battle this guy, he steps back, and then Buko, you like kind of look, and you know, he's huge.
He's a big guy?
Yeah. And he looks down at you and goes, "I am Buku, and it is a pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty. May I say that your energy and prowess and might are much more grand than even the stories speak of." And he goes down to a knee.
How tall is he when he goes down to a knee?
About your height, you know? No, he's a little lower, you know. Big guy, green skin, like a Hulk, you know. He has two huge husks, and they're about the size of your necklace's husk. There.
Oh, so that kind of lets me know how big my grandfather was.
Mhm.
That's interesting.
He's big. War paint and all that. He looks up at your two undead,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "Do they speak?"
They do. Kind of.
"Do we address them?"
No.
"Very well, Your Majesty." And he kind of turns and looks back. The very far end, you see about a 5'10" or so individual whose legs are crossed, whose legs are crossed. And he's just kind of standing there at the end. And he looks down at him like kind of smart, like kind of smiles at him. And he just, you see, this is also one of those brooding, cloaked individuals. You see him just kind of turn from the shadows, look at the big guy.
Okay.
Definitely male.
Okay.
You see a beard, when he does it.
Like there might have been a previous conversation about that.
Right.
They probably don't want to address them. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're not exactly charismatic.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. So the next one, next to the big guy,
Boko or Buko?
Buko. Yeah.
Buko?
The next one from him is Saul. Saul's a half-orc.
Okay.
He's got a couple bows and like 4 swords, and he's wearing a wolf pelt underneath on top of his cloak with his hood pulled down, off of him, just kind of resting right there.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's, if Gordon was an orc, it kind of reminds you of him. You kind of look at him. His eyes are bright blue. Like,
really? That's weird.
Like the half of orc that he is might be Vulcan.
Oh goodness, that's crazy.
Yeah, he smiles at you and introduces himself. He says, "I'm Saul, Your Majesty. It is an honor." Kind of uncomfortably looks up and down for a second.
And what do you do?
I'm a simple ranger, Your Majesty. I attack from the shadows, in the darkness of the night.
She'll nod. Move on to the next one.
He steps back. You go on to the next one. Yeah. It was a little bit odd, that one was, but not brooding like the rest of them that we had talked about.
Okay.
The next one is a male. He introduces himself as Shrew, and he looks like a charismatic ranger. He has a symbol. Yeah, he has the symbol of your husband around his neck.
Okay.
And he's like, you say, so, Your Majesty, I hear that you defeated Gulak Da, ripped him in half from what the stories say. And he kind of steps up. You see your brother kind of look at him funny, and everybody kind of tenses up, and he goes, I would like to thank you. He was on my death mark list.
Is he talking about the mummy?
No, he's talking about the half-orc that you ripped in half and disintegrated in front of all the other half-orcs.
Oh, I forgot.
The one to show your dominance as queen when they challenged you, and you ripped the one in half. Anyway, he's thanking you for that. He's like, I would like to thank you for my family and myself. They had dishonored us, and evidently they received their justice. Idiots for coming against you. Everyone knows that the Orcish Empire has to change to grow, and we are seeing the aspects of that now. No matter which of us you choose, there are a dozen others, just like us, 6 of us and the 6 of those, that will serve you till death, whatever it is you ask of us. It is not an honor for us. It is our duty and our destiny. He kind of steps back. The last one giggles at the end of his little speech. Kind of giggles like that.
I'll step up to him.
They all kind of get tense when you do. He pulls his hood back and looks at you. You see the orcish ears that are pointed? But they're different. These ears are different. And as you look at him, you see his cheekbones are different. And he looks kind of frail. And as you look at him, you realize he's part elf and part orc.
Really?
What the fuck? You've never heard of this before.
That's
Ever existing.
fucking cool.
And he says, I am Fail, Your Majesty. Fail as in the ancient black rock. The shatters like glass from the south. That is what my mother named me. Very pretty, they say, but instead of biting like they would say, I cut. Whatever your wish, Your Majesty, is my duty. Your brother telepathies to you. He's like, oh yeah, forgot to tell you about him. He showed up in training.
That's gotta be one of
He
the coolest
came-
things I've ever
He
seen.
came from the Elven Empire, the Wood Elven Empire over in that area.
Really?
He's not from Beacon or Mirabilia, but I guess he's passed all of the background stuff. I guess he's...
Well, my best friend is part wood elf, and I can tell you, she's spitfire.
Oh, that one is respected by all of them, I can tell you that. Respect might not just be the only thing to... A lot of them are scared of him, for whatever reason. Something happened.
Yeah, never underestimate somebody because of their size. Ever.
Never, he says. The other team is kind of standing there at attention still. You finish this team.
Yeah, should go into the other one.
You go over to the next team.
Yep. And what was the team I just did? Bravo?
Bravo. Yeah.
And then the other one's Alpha?
Right.
Should step up to the first one.
Okay. It's the big guy.
Okay.
Rolik is his name. And he looks at you. He's not quite as green as the other one and a little bit shorter than the other one. We would like to offer our services as personal guard in town and places of that sort for you, Your Majesty. I would not dare say that our team is better for such an operation than theirs. I will tell you as team lead. And he turns and looks at the Rex. And you're like, this guy's very intelligent. Mm-hmm. He's big, but he's very intelligent. So is the other one.
Yeah.
He says, as team leader, I will suggest that you use us for a separate job. One where our traits and skills could be more of use to you, such as guarding establishments or locations or security. That is what we specialize in. We're not cold-blooded killers, he says, and he looks at you and then just straight-faced, and then you see him look over at them and then look back at you. You're like, oh. And you suddenly realize, oh, these are the psychos over here. Mm-hmm. I just went through them all, and they really are.
She really likes everybody.
Psychopathic.
She really likes every single one of them. That's
funny.
the funny part. She really
funny.
likes them all.
And he says, of course, I will introduce my team to you if you would like. And he turns to his right and says, this is Shylum. Very handsome half-orc, like probably the most handsome half-orc you have ever seen. You look at him and your heart kind of jumps a little bit. There's something in you. I know you're with Gordon, but just by a general reaction adjustment.
Okay.
This guy's good looking. And he nods to you. He's got dark hair and he nods to you and smiles. That's Shylum.
Shylum?
Yeah. The next one is Bovo.
Bovo?
And it's just B-V-O. Two names.
Oh.
B, the letter B. And they call him B.
Okay.
He says, this is Bevo, he says, but we call him B. Full-on orc. You can see the orc in him. You can see the in him where you couldn't see it in the others.
Right.
And then when you look at him, he kind of smiles and then winks, and then you see him go, and he looks just like the orc you just looked at. He smiles again, and then he looks like your brother. And he goes, this is Bevo. We use Bevo for reconnaissance and various other things. Your brother looks at him and growls. Show us your form, he says like that. And your brother says, show us your form. And he appears back. He looks similar to your brother, just a half-orc that's got a little bit of blood, but not a lot. Mm-hmm. More human. And the others turn to look at him when he does that from the other team. The psycho team, they all go, like they had never seen it before.
Oh.
And he smiles at you.
Yeah. She's thinking...
It's an honor, Your Majesty. An honor indeed. If you ever need a double, just let me know. He smiles.
Move on to the next one. She's gonna telepathy her brother and be like, is he actually orcish?
Yes.
He's not.
No. He's orcish. He's
You
half
sure?
orc. He's half orc.
What
He has a
is that?
ring. It's a ring.
It's a ring? Okay. She'll step to the next one. She was like, we ever seen
Then we
one
have
other
Lorkmint,
person?
he says, and you turn and look and you see this butler-like individual.
Lork what?
Lorkmint.
Lorkman?
Lorkmint. M-I-N-T. L-O-R-K-M-M-I-N-T. And Lorkmint is dressed like a butler, and he goes, and he's, around 6 foot or so, pretty husky, but butler outfit, like, he's very straight-laced, and he says, Your Majesty, it is a pleasure. If you ever need any sort of teachings in etiquette or use in that nature for anyone in any form or any culture, or servant or teacher, of various things, linguistics, whatever it may be. If you wish to use me for security, of course, I am a perfect matron D. All of you know that. And he turns and looks at them, and they all nod. And he goes, So I am at your service. And he
Kind of smile. Step on to the next one.
Vavul. He looks like a crime boss the way he's dressed with Verbadyne Ranger symbols, and he just smiles at you, and he's got 2 scimitars that are crossed in front of him. He's only about 5'7". He's little. He's the littlest one in this room when you look around. He's more little than the frail one.
Mm-hmm.
And Vavul is his name.
Orc or half orc?
Half orc.
Half.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the last one?
No, there's 2 others.
Okay.
Well, no, you got Rolik already, so that, yeah, this is the last one. They call him Clarim.
Clarim?
He says his name is Clarim. He says we all call him Clarim. That's what he says to you. Real serious. And there you have it. And he looks at you, and he's just kind of a short guy. Not as short as the other, maybe 5'9" or so. He kind of looks at you, squatched down a little bit, and he's almost bouncing, and he looks at you and smiles. You can see little bottles and bandoliers that have bottles and trinkets, and he has a lot of bags, weird bags. He's got a vest that's got several pockets in it. He's got a keychain dangling down that, or a chain dangling down that goes from one of his bags. It's wrapped around it and comes around over by his belt. Yeah. Majesty.
She'll walk back over to where she was. Look at... None of the Team Bravo said who the team leader was, did they say?
Mm-hmm.
No. She'd say Team Bravo?
They stand forward, Your Majesty, and they all look at you.
Trying to think of how she would phrase this. Would like for you to accompany me.
As you wish, Your Majesty, they all say in unison. And Orla stops and smiles, and she looks back at him. She goes, Well done, well done. And you're like,
It's her. Okay.
At that point, your brother, or your son, says, Alpha Team, go ahead and report to your stations, and we'll get in touch with you when we figure out what to do. Bravo Team, you need to stay. And they leave immediately, and Your Majesty, out they go. Open the doors for them, close them again, back into this darkened, torchlit room. Your brother says, It is up to you whether you go at day or night. Night, of course, will enable us to hide a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't know what your modem of your form of travel will be.
Who says that? My son?
Mm-hmm.
She would say there are a few ways we could go.
I will leave that up to you. stay in contact with me, for I will have the ear of those of the temple ready to send in more if we need.
Okay.
Perhaps Alpha Team or another team, Charlie Team.
All right. She'd say, if you guys would give me just a moment. And she'd walk back over to where the map is, and I'm gonna telepathy, Jamal.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, hey,
Zyra.
have a second?
Yeah, how are you, love?
I'm good. I'm good. Really good, actually.
What can I do to help you?
Information?
Of course.
She'll kinda giggle.
What do you need?
Can you tell me everything you know about what happened with the sisters? When they took the ship, the charm dust that they used on you, all of that?
Yes, it was a orange-colored clear tube. The dust, when it came out, when she used it on me, I've later found out that it's known as orange lotus dust.
Had a feeling.
A rare thing. From what I can tell, I was charmed for some time after that.
How long?
Days.
Mm.
Luckily, I was able to put myself within a safe room and keep anything from continuing to happen. I did that for a week and it was gone. A normal charm could sometimes go up to 2 weeks, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
But it worked instantly on me.
Yeah.
Thinking about getting some revenge?
She'd kind of laugh. Maybe.
What do you need? Bitches stole a spell jamming vessel from me and charmed
did.
me, knocked me out,
They did.
took some of my shit.
I actually think I know where the vessel is.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you find it and you fuck them up, make the living hell for them, you can have it. How about that? I give you freedom to take it, no matter where it might be. It's
Nice.
yours.
That's wonderful. Do they have both the rings to it?
Yes,
Yes.
bitches.
All right.
Never hated two half-orcs, women. I've never hated two women in all of my life.
Do you know if there is an antidote for that dust of any kind?
Evidently, there is only one way to become immune to such things, and that's to ingest it time and time again until you are. For any of the lotus dust. Of course, the black, I'm not sure how you would do that. It's instant death. Purple puts you to sleep for weeks, and the yellow puts you asleep for days. The red takes you to another place, and it is said is much like blackroot in its nature and form. Orange charms you. That is what I know of them.
Okay.
Mostly used in the East. I hope that helps.
It does.
So it may not at all, but
No, it does. I needed to know more about it.
a good gust of wind when someone was using that on you would be a very devastating effect. You'll go back on them, for sure. But then again, maybe that is not their form of attack, their normal form. Maybe it's something they came across, because it's a rarity.
Right.
They may not have any more of that.
Maybe they just have it that one time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I happen to know that they have connections with the lower planes, and the lower planes have connections with the east, right?
Yes.
So
If you're going after the sisters, then you're going after Mammon. And if you're going after Mammon, you're going after the big guy Asmodeus himself. And that is a fight I do not wish to be involved with, Zyra.
Okay.
But I will help you with the sisters, of course. Of course. Even their father, if that's need be. I will help from my location of where I am, whatever knowledge I can provide.
All right.
The rings are made of vulcanite, both of them, for the ship. I can tell you that.
Okay. It's good to know. All right. Thank you, Jamal. I'll let you know if I can think of anything.
You're welcome.
So she'll telepathy Gordon. She'll be like, so a half-orc, half-elf, huh? That'd have been something I'd like to have known about.
Huh?
Just to kind of giggle.
What are you talking about?
One of your worshippers that's standing here with me on my Bravo team is gonna go with me.
Huh. Interesting.
You didn't know?
I do now.
That's fucking cool.
Watch that. That's a rarity. I've only seen that a couple times. Usually has to do with the Ariacs. Or whatever culture it comes from. If it was orcs, it would be, what is her name?
Una?
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 Yeah. If it was barbarian, it'd be Un, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Different names that she has in different cultures.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen before.
Yeah. It's
Interesting.
a thing, right?
Cool.
Right?
Go us. That's a blessing.
Alright, yeah, that was it.
Cool.
And then she's gonna telepathy one more person.
Okay.
It's gonna be Alexandria.
All right.
She'll be like, hey Alexandria.
Hello, dear.
So I've got this crazy ass idea, and I need to know if I've completely lost my mind.
This is the assault on the sisters, because I think it's a pretty good plan.
No,
I told you
no.
to assault their temples.
You did, but I
There's
have
probably
another
one there.
idea
Okay.
aside from that.
All right.
So like, it's known that I was taken by Mammon.
Yes.
That's a known thing.
It is, dear.
Right.
It is.
So
I mean, to most.
if
The magnitude of it, I'm not sure.
theoretically, he could have a son nobody knows about.
What?
What if I found some way to get his DNA and somehow created a male son that could take him out of power in the third plane, right? That's why he has no sons.
Did you get pregnant?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
But nobody else knows that. Just an idea. I don't know if I've lost my mind, if this was a crazy ass idea, but if I
You
could
mean
get his DNA.
An insane idea. Psycho. I think it probably would be in the book. It's probably in the book. I would say it's a crazy idea, dear. You want to get his semen? I dare say even speak. You know, a few years ago, if they had told me that I'd been having a conversation with you about demonic semen, I would not have believed it. But it seems here we are. I don't know how that would be possible, dear.
Well, we know Glacia.
Yes, you have affiliations with his consort, and I'm sure she, I dare say, has access to such a thing.
And she fucking hates him.
Yes,
Yeah.
but to get her to betray him, that's
A whole nother thing.
a whole nother thing. It's an idea, though
Or-
morbid and twisted, I'm sure
Or-
Larkin, the Lord of Life, could help us create what needed to be created, but there would need to be another side, dear.
Right.
There would need to be an egg. There would need to be...
I'm sure. Or somebody else who somehow hidden with magics, we could say is his son and use me getting taken as a rumor.
Well, if it was him, yes, and it was for sure his son, that would cause great political discomfort to Mammon and many others. He would be sought after to be eliminated by many, and by others to be captured and used to eliminate Mammon. And they have, yes, he's killed every male child he's ever had before they could challenge him or lay any claim of any sort. It is his way. He has no children, many daughters.
Right. Just a seed, you know.
Very well.
You could. Yeah.
I will think on this for you, even though I dare say that I enjoy thinking dark thoughts at times, and Nira blesses me with revenge and vengeance on fools. This is dark, dear. But I suppose we must go to those places within our souls if we are seeking that sort of vengeance and revenge.
I want to make him regret ever hearing my name.
So you do want him to live, so it's not full vengeance on murder. Because what you're discussing is an upheaval not only on his family and the plane of hell that he resides, but many others. It will change everything. And there's so much going on there now.
Right. Already. With what we've done.
What they have coined Bahamut and Tiamat is now known as the Tiamat. Not
like
yet
a dog?
to be born, sort of like a beast. We don't have full details yet. We are still attempting. We do know that the egg has not hatched, but we do not know its location. Information that we're not sharing with the heroes of the North for obvious reasons. They are celebrating, except for you, which you have something important to do. I will help in any way that I can, dear.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna get on this. I'm trying to decide whether I should go in through a dimensional fold, if I should use the mirrors, if I should take a ship.
Mirrors would be the most unseen, and you could easily scry to the forests of that location, I'm sure.
Okay.
But you would need to leave it behind.
That's what I'm saying. I need to leave it behind, and I would need to have somebody close it behind me.
I would be happy to do that for you, dear.
Okay.
Not only that, if you wish, I will have somebody close by and up and away using the mirror for you.
Okay.
And watching that location in case you need an escape.
Okay. I know my son said he will be watching as well, so he'll probably be here.
And he's probably the best to do so. He's turned out to be quite the tactician, it seems. A natural. A prodigy, I would say.
For sure.
He put all of this together.
Yeah, that's what I gathered. It's pretty amazing. Okay. Alright, so she'll turn to Havoc and Zyra and say, I think we should wait till the cover of Nightfall. We'll be less seen that way. We can go through. I have a mirror of mental prowess. She'll look at Zyra, like kind of questioning, like if he. And we can go through.
If he's ever heard of one,
yeah.
If he knows what it is.
Yes.
Yes. Was it one of the ones from the keep?
Yes.
He nods.
We can open it up in here, and you can watch us through it if you would like. I have to leave it here.
I think it would be dangerous to follow you into it with divination, but maybe to the location that you go in at. Keep it open.
Right.
Watching.
Just close by.
I'll need some guards in here with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll call Alpha Team back.
Okay. So how far away is it from nighttime?
Just a few hours.
A few
So,
hours, okay.
yeah. What do you want to do?
In that few hours, can I look at Havoc and be like, I'd like to read the, she telepathy him, actually.
Okay.
And be like, I would like to read the religious texts of my husband. Just kind of smile at him, just while we're waiting.
He kind of frowns and looks at you.
Is there any? No.
No,
Really?
it's all spoken word, he says.
All spoken word.
Yeah. Nothing's written as far as I know.
Hmm.
I've never seen it or heard of it.
Well, that's strange. Tell me what you know about the religion itself.
Well,
You know him. He's humble. He doesn't like to talk about it.
it's rumored that the Dark Ranger was there the day that Bahamut was slain. Not this long ago, rumor states that he was present, that he was one of Bahamut's minions, and that he turned on Bahamut at the last moment. He was the destruction of Bahamut, the chosen one.
What?
Yeah.
One of Bahamut's minions.
Yeah. That's the history. What I think has happened is they have pieced together history of a Dark Ranger for hundreds of years and put it all into that religion. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I know whether Vale's grandfather, the one who they say was the chosen one last time,
Mm-hmm.
if he was a dark or a light ranger? Do I know?
You know, he was from Vermidine stock. Most assuredly, you're not.
I know he was a ranger, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Which?
You don't know if it was dark or light,
Gotcha.
and you still don't know. But when you think about it, you're like, I don't know which he was, but
Okay.
easy to find out. But
It would.
or who his father, what his father is. Is his father dark or light? You don't know. You assume light, but you don't know. You have assumptions about things. Jet, is he dark or light? You assume he's light.
I'm trying to gather my thoughts into a coherent sentence. Sorry.
You're good.
Um,
They're all standing there waiting for you, and you're just kind of, you turn to him, you say, then they're all standing there ready to go.
we're
As you
just
look
waiting
around
till
and
cover at night.
you see them putting gear together.
Mhm.
They put on dark cloaks and stuff like that, and wristbands and bucklers that are darker, not shiny for like flashiness in the city or anything like that. But they're like wooded type ranger outfits that are blackened, darkened.
Okay.
They have no reflection. If a torch hit them or something, there's no reflection off of them or anything like that. They're
Right.
dull. One of them, Orla, the leader,
Mhm.
she,
The half elf.
the half orc,
female.
she pulls out a 6-foot pole that's only the size of your finger.
Okay.
She pulls it out. You're like, what the fuck is that? It's like, doesn't look useful at all. And then she kind of starts moving it, and she puts this thing on it, and you see there's a mouthpiece, and she's like, she holds it up. It's like 6 foot long, and she's like, and she,
Like a blowgun?
it's a blowgun, but it's massive long,
Hmm.
and yeah, some kind of blowgun. It breaks down. She breaks it down after she checks it out because the
I'll
piece
look
under
her.
gets it already.
I'll look at her.
Yeah.
Does she have anything like the yellow lotus straws that I got?
She does have straws, but they're not yellow lotus. You look at them and there's different, what you would recognize as poisons that you've seen before. You see a sleep poison in there that you've seen Tatalda have, and also Lily.
Okay.
And you assume some of the others are probably deadly,
Right.
you know, deadly poisons and stuff like
One
that
of
in
the
these
things I
vials.
was thinking is that she doesn't know how to use those straws. She's not proficient with them.
No, she doesn't.
But if she's got somebody like that who's got her back, she might be able to give her one of them. Was
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Yeah. Or teach how to use them. Or teach how to use them. But yeah, so you gotta, you do what you do. You see her actually put things on a couple of the darts by putting it into the vial and putting the tip of it into it, and then putting it in another thing, like prepared and ready to go. And
Got you.
so she's dosing some of them.
Got you.
Anyway, they're all getting ready and prepared. They do that, and you guys gonna wait till nightfall? Is there anything else that?
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Okay. He shows you the map right here, and this is during the day, so you'll be there at night, so it'll look like night there. This is the two bridges that go across. The other directions that you would have to come from if you were coming from a direction would be through forests. And when you go over here closer to the cave entrance, it's solid forest area. Part of it is behind the wall that goes here with a gate. It would be a perfect spot.
Okay. Right there?
Like in there somewhere. Now, you're not sure. So at night, you'll see that there's multiple entrances. So I just want to make sure that you're aware of what those would look like. So you see
Oh, that's so hard to see.
down there,
Okay.
there's an entrance down here.
She would ask Siren or any of these back entrances.
They think that one right there is a back entrance. They've seen people come in and out. What little they know about it, that could very well be a back entrance. But it looks like it's in the trees, and so that might be a spot to go to, right in there.
Okay. All right.
Depends on which entrance you're going to go in. Back entrance might be the best. Zirin will say it very well would be the best because it has an area where you can immediately get into the cave and be hidden by the forest,
Yeah. Okay.
for one. But for two, it leaves for an easy exit as well.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah, that's the one we'll take then. That's the one we'll take then.
Okay. So you're going to be using it, right? Or
Yep.
you want him to use it? Your son to use it?
Yeah, I'll tell him how to use it. I'll pull it out. I'll open it up.
Okay. He takes a look at the mirror and everything. And he's like, wow, this is powerful, Mom.
It is. Be very, very careful with it.
Okay. So he waits till dark and all that shit. When you guys finally get to dark, is that it? You want to just go to that point?
Yeah.
Alpha team has come in here for security, so they've been hanging out and everybody's been waiting. And when nightfall comes, you guys go through the mirror. He opens it up to that location within the forest. He'll open it up and you can hear crickets
Okay.
when you step through into the forest. All over
Immediately
the place.
hide in shadows, move silent.
Okay. All of them come out with you, as well as your brother.
So, my hide in shadows, I have a cloak. It's 99%. But I just realized just right now when I was looking at it, my actual score for move silent is now better.
Okay.
My cloak, it's 109.
Okay.
It's 109.
Is your natural height?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
move
I guess
silent.
that cloak's not
Yeah, it's useless.
useful anymore.
It's,
It was
well,
cool
you
at
know,
low
unless
level.
there's some kind of negatives that it can be helpful for, but that was an elven cloak,
It was,
correct?
Yeah.
So that's mainly in the forest. Once you get inside the cave, that's not going to work.
Well, I have a drow.
You have a
cloak,
drow cloak as well.
so I
It's like for the,
So I have a drow cloak and boots, so I could put those on before we go since it's nighttime.
yeah, so
I'll
that's
do
what you
that,
do.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
I
Yeah,
got
that'll
both.
work.
I got one from T'Challa.
That'll work.
Forever ago.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
So you appear and crickets are chirping not too far from you. And the night is still, a little bit chilly. There's a breeze in the air. To your left, you can hear the chanting coming from this entrance that goes into the cave. You hear distant mantra type chants going on.
Can I make out what they're saying?
No.
No?
Okay. It's like it's coming out of the cave, but you're not sure the distance on it exactly.
Okay.
And by the time it gets to the outside of the cave, it's hard to tell. When you're right at the edge of the cave, you'll probably be able to hear it a little bit better.
Right.
From where you're at, you can kind of hear just about like that. I know that was a terrible chant. Yeah, y'all laugh with me. That was fucking great. Let me try one more time. That was worse. Anyway.
It was
Yeah,
worse.
so you get the point.
I do.
And there's torches lit up every 60 feet or so in various spots that come out of here over to the gate to your west, and also go up to the north where there's a main entrance into this cave, or straight in front of you to this small cave, which is about, it's really not small. It's like 25 feet
Okay.
from edge to edge going into this mountain in this cave entrance, and it looks natural, you know. It doesn't look built from the outside.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Orla telepathies to you, and she says, "We all have telepathy,
Okay.
my queen. You'd like us to scout?"
Yeah.
She turns and you see her look at the others, and she does that, like that, and you see two of them move and go over to the direction that she pointed. Mordecai and Big Boy. And they kind of surround where the portal is right here.
Okay.
And put their backs to the portal and kind of look outward. Then she moves forward. She goes like this to fail, and then she moves forward by herself. And because you're so close, you guys can see each other because you know where you're at. But the moment they all start moving, they disappear. You just don't see them.
Did Havoc come with us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's standing right next to you.
Okay.
Your two undead are standing behind you as well. They're quiet. They're not making any noise. They've got that plate mail that doesn't make any noise. They're just standing there looking at you from behind. And they start to move. She telepathies to you. I have 2 guards at the entrance. Would you like us to eliminate them?
Yeah. Should we proceed?
Okay. All right. Do you move up to where they are, or do you
I
just
do.
stay where you're at when you say that?
I do. I'll start to move up real quiet.
Okay, you make no noise. You get right up there. When you get up to a spot that looks like it's the best vantage point from where you're at in the forest, you realize she's standing next to you. You see her. You see her just kind of move a little bit.
Okay.
And when you do, then she sees you. You realize you were moving up. She didn't realize where you were either
Okay.
for a second until you get that close. You see her fire her blowgun with darts, hits one, and then you see the other one get taken from the side, from the shadows. You just see a blade come out, a black blade, just go, and he's like, and he just disappears into the darkness. You don't see anything. Your infravision will pick up in the shadows there, a rock wall that's being hidden behind, evidently, because you can't see.
Huh.
Whatever did this took the body and everything.
Nice.
Then she says, clear.
Nice. Yeah, she'll advance forward.
Okay, you move up to the entrance. As you get close to the entrance, at this point, you recognize the demonic chants. And you recognize chants to Mammon. You also feel a little heat coming out of here. It's much hotter down in here than you suspected when you start to get to the entrance here.
Okay.
They all come up against the walls, and you see them move forward and start putting torches out down the hall.
I like these guys.
Your infravision does not pick them up. Like, you're looking at them and you don't see them. Every once in a while, you'll see an outline of one of them just for a second. Like you would, like, if someone was moving behind things, you would see an outline for just a second part of their body every once in a while. But they're very hidden. Now, when they get in close enough to you or you get close enough to them, there's no roll or anything involved. You see them. They're right there.
Maybe it's the kind of armor they have on or something.
You're not sure. But
All right.
you guys start to go down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
As you go into the cave, you realize...
Checking for traps
Okay.
as I go.
All right. Go ahead. As you're going into the cave, and they put the torches out all the way up to the edge where it opens to this larger cave. I'm going to throw a map up so you can see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
They,
I didn't remove traps, 95%. Do you want me to roll?
Yeah, go ahead and roll it. They stand back a little bit and leave.
67.
Okay. You don't see any traps. They leave 2 torches lit down at the end down here.
Okay.
You guys are like right here.
All right.
Chanting's getting louder as you get deeper into it. Okay.
Okay.
And they stop right there. They move back after they realize that you're getting that close to some kind of opening here. They move back and don't put any more torches out and wait for you to get up there with Orla.
Okay.
And your brother. Havoc says in your head, what is that chant? Do you know?
It's a chant to Mammon.
It's a demons, maybe.
Maybe devils. Yeah. Yep. Does he say that where everybody else can hear it?
No, he just telepathies to you.
She would tell Orla those are chants to Mammon. That's all she'd say, just to let her know.
She says to you, there's never been a band of orcs like us. Your orders? About that point, walking up this plank right here, at the bottom of it where the torches are, you see 2 female orcs that you recognize that are down there. By the way, they were walking, and one of them's arguing with the other. They're coming up this walkway.
Yeah, she would let the Orla be like, that's them, let's back out. I think they're coming out this way. If they walk out, maybe we can catch them from behind.
So you back out.
And wait, I want to be able to see them, but no, I don't want them to be able to see us.
Okay. So you go outside right at the entrance to the sides and wait.
Yeah.
They ask you, she'll ask you, she goes, capture or kill?
I, as a player, have been thinking about this for weeks and having a really hard time deciding which.
Mm-hmm. Or do you want us to just support you? There are two of them. Havoc says I can get one of them. Capture one or try. If we all just grab them, they're gonna make noise, so we need... You realize they're gonna be here in probably 15 to 20 seconds.
Hold on.
And you guys are at the side of the, outside the entrance, right at the side, and lucked out, and actually they're coming out. Your target is right here.
Give me 1 second, because she would know this spell. You feel me? But I don't want to look it up
Okay.
before I say anything.
All right, no problem.
She would, of course, know what the fuck the spell's in her memory. With the range and all that. With their visual semantic material. There it is, visual semantic. That would make noise. How long does it take to cast it, though? It's 5 segments to cast it. Do I have time to cast a 5-segment spell before they get here?
Yes.
Yes.
5 seconds.
She would tell them I'm going to cast a spell, silence, in a 15-foot radius.
Okay. Were you going to cast it right at the entrance?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You won't be able to hear.
You
want to cast it to hold it to the last word?
I do.
Can.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And then on your initiative, direct it if you need to. Yeah?
Yeah.
So you're trying to surprise here.
Yeah.
As you guys are all sitting there, they come within 20 feet and you can hear them. She's like, of course something's going on. That torch is burned out, you idiot. And you hear the other sisters, and this is all in Orcish. Even if there is, there's nothing to worry about. We are in darkness right now. We can talk and no one will see us. Father does not know about the cube. We will use it to bring him down. And the other sister says, he has the war stick. We cannot come against him as long as it is in his possession. You hear the other sister kind of growl. She goes, yes, but the cube is ours. We have it. Let us take the ship and leave this foul place. Leave the politics and religion to them. Sister, we cannot leave the orcs behind. We have a responsibility. They both laugh together at that comment. Like, you know, like, it's not our responsibility. Fuck these orcs. And they gaggling, hacking, laughing.
Does Orla look like she's about to go for him, or does Havoc?
Orla, no, you guys are to the sides. This is just hearing this right now, and you're holding it on the last word. They've stopped about 20 feet from the exit. In the darkened area where the torches were put out. Mm-hmm. And you heard him mention that, too, but...
Like, they don't really care.
Yeah. And then she says, where is the cube now? She goes, I wouldn't tell you, you idiot. Why would I trust you with that? And the other sister says, yes, of course. Why would you trust me? I am your only friend. She goes, we do not have friends, remember? We are sisters in blood. That is why we do this together.
So she would tell Havoc, or not whisper, she'd telepathy him and be like, I want to know what they're talking about. What cube? Capture?
I don't know if she has it on her, but yeah, we should
Well,
capture
I can get information.
He's like, I don't know if she has any of that shit on her, but there's the two of them right now.
Let's get them.
Within 20 feet, let's get them. Capture them. Tell them.
Let's do it. She tell her to capture.
Okay.
She'll wait until...
So, roll initiative on the surprise.
Okay.
Goodness.
Oh, that was a terrible fucking roll.
Yeah?
Yeah. 5? Yeah, 5. Damn. Damn it.
Okay. We're going to start at 9.
Okay.
Orla
Mm-hmm.
and Buko
Okay.
both have a 9.
All right.
So Orla's going to go with her dart for the first sister. She misses. She'll try to hit her again. She'll hit. And so that's her 2 attacks. That was with the surprise. She gets 1 more with that blowgun, and that will hit the other sister. So they both got hit. Let me roll damage, which ain't much.
Hopefully a sleep poison on it.
Both sisters drop unconscious to the ground, and the rest of the rangers just come in. You see both. He grabs them both, grabs one and then the other, and picks them up and comes towards you.
I'll start moving back towards where we had
Fuck,
the
that
portal.
was easy.
Fuck, that was easy. My fucking heart's beating so fast. I'll start moving back towards where we had the portal.
Okay.
She'll look at these Zyra and be like, we have them. We're on our way back.
I'm waiting.
Okay, we'll start heading that way.
Okay.
I can't believe that actually worked. Oh my.
You come through the portal with the bodies. They're unconscious, and
She'll telepathy Alexandria as soon as they get through the portal.
she's there immediately when you come through, and your son closes the portal. 2 sisters are there. He puts them down on the ground. They're equipped. They have items. They're all that.
Ask Alexandria, can we strip them down and hold them somewhere? I want.
She walks over and touches both of them one at a time, and they disappear. Congratulations, that was easy.
I know, right? She would look at Orla and smile and kind of give a nod of respect.
She nods at you. Your son's smiling. He's like, yes.
That was beautiful.
What do you want to do, dear? Alexandria says, looks at you.
So, I heard them talking, and she would kind of just relay the
Okay.
information about the cube and the war stick and what they were
You
talking
can
about.
go through their equipment, she says.
Okay. Yeah, I will. I want to know what cube they're talking about. What?
We'll see what we can do with Alex and some divination and find out.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like it was meant to be.
About that point,
Mhm.
you feel the temple of Nera rock with an explosion. Alexandria looks shocked and looks at you and then just disappears. Your son's like, what was that, mother?
What was that? Alexandria will let us know in a moment. She'll look at the Alex. She'll be like, Alex,
Yeah.
what was that?
The equipment that was taken from the sisters, there's something in that equipment that just erupted, and it didn't cause a lot of damage, but there's some sort of black hole. Something ripped. Space fabric. It's just a hole sitting there frozen in time.
I wonder if it's that cube they were talking about. Ever heard of anything like that?
No, I don't know what you're talking about, but I gotta deal with this, he says. Alexandria telepathies to you and says, it is from her equipment. Something has erupted in sort of gravitational energy within the prison area. It's encompassed the whole area. All prisoners are within it, including the dwarves and the others that were in the prisons. They are in there, and Gordon's in there too.
What?
Yes.
She'll try to connect to him through telepathy. Nothing.
Alexandria says, I am close by it, but being too close is causing an issue. I'm afraid that I will get sucked into this. It is.
Can Tuffy word of recall him?
No.
No?
No. They are there. They are there. All
There's
of
just
them.
something else. They're still alive.
Yes.
Maybe I should go in there.
Are you crazy?
Yes. What can I do?
You're on the second level. You know that the prison level is, you know how to go there. There's three
Right.
levels. It's 3 levels down from where you're at. It's a level underneath the first level. You know the
Okay.
prisons are down there.
She would say, what can I do?
I do not know. I'm missing some personnel as well.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
Nor did I, nor have I ever had anything like this happen before. You said something about a cube.
Yeah, they said they had a cube that they were arguing about, that they said they could take over their father's rulership with it or something. But he had the war stick and they couldn't do that. I don't know what they're talking about. Some kind of cube. They just called it
Interesting.
the cube.
Interesting. I would question them if we could.
Yeah, right?
At this point, I
wonder-
fear that the prisons are not safe. Those individuals that are in there might be free now. And down there with your husband alone.
You know I can't just sit here, right?
I do not know if you can return, dear. I don't know what this is yet. I'm not going to stop you. Your brother's like, what's going on?
There is a black hole that is ripped down there in the prisons. I guess Gordon was down there when it happened, and it's completely encompassed the area down there.
What was he doing down there?
I'm not entirely sure. And then she would telepathy him because she knows that. Are Team Alpha still in here?
Mm-hmm.
Or Team Bravo?
Mhm.
She would stop and she would telepathy him and be like, that means that he's stuck down there with all of those prisoners in that area. My first initial thought is to run down there and go in, but they don't know if we can come back out. They don't know anything.
He looks at the Alpha team and then looks at you and he's like, you have several options, Your Majesty. If you want to go, I'll go with you. If you want to send them, we can send them. I know it's Gordon, but we don't know what this is. Does Alexandria?
She doesn't. I'm sure she's trying to figure it out right now. She's down there. Was gonna do divinations, but she has my orb. She said she would retrieve it, but she doesn't want to leave right now.
Alexandria says to you, all right, I have contained it. Everything is normal.
Normal.
Yes.
It's gone?
It's as if it didn't happen. Things are fine.
Is Gordon okay?
Yes, he's in the prisons still with the dwarves.
My sister's still there?
Yes, they're in their cells, awake and quite irritated,
Good.
demanding and demanding.
Yeah.
I do have whatever that was, and it is a cube of some sort.
Okay.
It seems there was some sort of contingency placed upon it. that once it was separated from her body, that would happen.
I'm sorry.
There are various other booby traps as well on her equipment.
Yeah.
Not the other sister, just one of them. It took quite a bit of power for me to do what I just did.
Are you okay?
Yes, yes, I'm fine. No, don't fret over me. Now I know what to do in the future with other prisoners and their equipment. A vetting of sorts, much more complex than the ones that we've had. Tricky, those two.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
What are you going to do with them?
Well, I was going to question them and ask them about the orb and do all of that. I don't want to give them the chance to be around the other orcs at all. I want them kept completely separate. She would tell her.
You seeking vengeance on these two, or are
Well,
you using them as political prisoners to take over their father's control and bring more orcs?
Well, I know they have a lot of information. That was my first initial thing.
Yes.
But I could do that, yeah. From what I heard them arguing, it sounded like they were talking about leaving the orcs.
So maybe betraying their father is something that's possible within bringing them with sugar, honey instead of salt. I've always found that torture does not work. We've done it. The best action is to benefit them in some way. I know that you have some vengeance that needs to be sought out. I'm not sure whether, I think these two females, having done what they've done, not just within the Orcish society, but within the continent of Shill itself, across this continent.
Right.
They are wanted. They are, even in certain areas in what we call space now. Yeah. If you were to see the contracts and the bounties in certain locations, you would see that they're worth quite a bit.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Quite a bit. From various corporations to individuals. Most of them are captured, though, alive.
Right.
Yes, so it would just, I would just assume that is because they have done so very many wrong.
Right.
I would dare say they have a treasure trove somewhere, amongst other things, besides the knowledge they possess.
So maybe I should sit down and come up with questions and then cast a mind read.
Some of these items they have are very unique and very powerful. They are no slouches. You did well. It seems that there was a poison used on them that worked in a very vicious manner.
Yeah? That would be the captain of the Bravo team, Orla, that did that.
One of the Darken Guard.
Yes.
Yes. Very proud of that group.
You are?
Oh, yes. Yes. It's quite a wonderful thing to see that your culture is transformed into something so wonderful.
Isn't it though? I've never been around another group of orcs that I felt more, how do I say, like I fit in. You understand?
Yes.
She kind of laughed. They refuse to grow. That's all I'll say. Most of them. So this has been a really cool experience.
Each of them is unique. All the Darken Guard are unique. let alone the Verbadyne. Quite a few of them.
So, Darken Guard, what does that mean?
It is a sect of orc and half-orc Verbadyne Rangers that have chosen a path of darkness.
So she would ask Alexandria, she would be like, so how'd you do it?
Do what?
Reverse it. Can you tell me?
Well, I can tell you this much, dear. The physical manifestation of the Temple of Larkin and Nira, the very construct itself, does move physically within the plane of the prime material. But what is within the temple itself is not even on the prime.
Really?
What is controlled within this space is not on the prime.
Huh. I did not know that.
Though it seems like such a trivial thing to me in my speech, I will tell you that this is one of the most powerful things that I can do. If I was to drain myself of energy by casting it, would have been quite devastating, but I do not. Blessings of Nira upon everyone within the temple.
Blessings in Nira.
She watches over. Perhaps it seems like we are such misers when it comes to artifacts and relics, that we collect them and we hoard them. We have much of great power within this temple. And now we have this cube, which I will tell you is perhaps an item placed within the sisters' grasp to destroy them, and perhaps destroy us. It would seem that your adversary, this king, Sheeklak, planned to give his daughters to you,
Really?
with the plan of the cube coming with them. With the plan of the sister thinking the cube would help them in some endeavor to overthrow him. He is aware of you. These are the divinations which we have uncovered. The sisters do have connections to the stars. It would seem, well, I should consult before I speak further.
Okay.
But you may question them.
All right.
Their equipment, I will give to you as well. After we have removed everything from it.
I appreciate that.
Of course. Alex will let you know.
Okay. She'll turn and look at Havoc and be like, I think that we should go question them.
Let's go question. Bitches. I think you should parade them around to all the other orcs before we execute them.
I don't even want to give them a chance.
You just want to execute them.
I do after I question them. I want to get as much information out of them as I can, though.
He nods. Bravo team, kind of like, you see them all kind of couple of them look at each other, and you realize some of them may not agree with killing. They're Darken Rangers, and so you had asked the question about the Darken Rangers, and you just kept going. I didn't really say anything to you, but what are they? Well, they're worshippers of the Dark Path that is affiliated with the religion of the Verbadyne Rangers, with specifically your husband as their deity.
Yeah.
Gordon.
Yeah.
Seems to be this little cult-like thing that's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's been spreading through the orcs.
Yeah, but the others, yeah, Alpha Team or Bravo Team, they're fucking psycho. You know it just by looking at them. And some of them worship him. So you're yeah, they don't give a fuck. But the other one, Alpha Team, they seem to be a little
Some of them
jumpy a little bit. Your brother raises an eyebrow and smiles at you, and for the first time, you realize something. Yeah, you're evil. You're evil. There is nothing else around you that tells you otherwise. There are no other good people in your party. You're surrounded by evil, and you're evil. Those that seem to question it may not have been out of good intentions. It might have been out of law, chaos, or whatever, neutrality.
Right.
And your brother smiles at you. Yeah. We're on our path, that which we should follow. And I will follow you till the end. Stay here. He turns and opens the door for you.
I'll walk out.
And you guys go to the jail?
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as you come into this to the area, you can hear the screaming. You can hear some dwarves screaming in common saying, "Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!" And then Gordon laughing, and the two Orcish sisters going off in both Common and Orcish, saying every vile word you can possibly think of. And one's to the left, one's to the right. Go to the right, you go to the Orcish women. You go to the left, you go to Gordon and the dwarves. Okay. Which way do you go?
Shoot, tell Gordon I'm gonna walk across the hall here to the sisters.
Oh, you're okay. You're here?
I am.
All right. I'm done with these fucks, so good luck.
Thanks. You good? Are you okay? I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all good. It's all good. She told me. It's all good.
All right.
Good luck. Be careful. You walk up and the first sister stops immediately, cussing, and just stops and then looks at you. But ass naked except for her underwear. She got a top on. They left a top on and a loincloth on both of them. The other sister's next to her in another cell, and she's still yelling at the wall between the two of them. There's a solid wall, like a bluish magical glow with pink reddish lines that go like this, zigzag, and then the blue. And
what is her name? The one that's... Which one is the one that sees me? Is it the smart one or the dumb one? I can't remember their fucking names. It was Ursula.
Ursula's the one that stops yelling that you come up to first, but
Misha something. I don't remember her name. I'm so sorry. Hold on.
I'm not gonna tell you.
You're not.
Gresha. You were close.
Huh?
You were close, and I'm glad you reminded me because I couldn't remember. That's terrible. BBG, I can't remember their fucking name. No, it's been a while. So this has been a thing that Zira's been dealing with for a long time.
Long time. Since she was like level 5.
Yeah. And anyway, these two characters, they've come in and out a couple times.
They've with her.
Yeah, for a whole existence. So you've got them.
Yes.
She stops and just looks at you in her loincloth and looks you up and down. The other one's still yelling, and you hear her. It's in Orcish, and she's saying, "Father betrayed us. I told you that fucking cube was not what you thought it fucking was. He betrayed us, he betrayed us, he betrayed us. And you have stopped arguing." And you see her walk up to the thing and look out and see you and go, "Hi." She crosses her arms. Ursula walks right up to the magic, just to the bar, just like with hate in her eyes. And she goes, "Get it over with. Kill us."
She's gonna cast Mind Read. Sphere Thought, 5 yards per level. Duration 1 round per level. Area of Effect Special. This spell is a sensitive version of the wizard spell ESP. Do you need me to read the whole thing? It's out of Tome of Magic.
Is there a save?
Saving throw, none.
Okay. All right. It goes up. What's the range? Area of effect? Can you get them both?
5 yards per level?
Yeah. Yeah.
Level 5
Yeah,
cleric?
totally. Yeah. 75 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I'll cast it.
Okay. She's like, get it over with. And she's looking at you and you cast it and she's just staring at you. She's scared. You hear in her head, she's like, she's gonna kill me. And she doesn't know the truth. She doesn't know that we actually like her. And I ain't fucking telling the bitch. That's what she's thinking. And the other sister's thinking, what kind of mind flayer type magic is this cunt gonna use on us, is what she's thinking. She just walks up and watches what you're doing. But you feel fear on her too. Like
They're scared.
They're
My
scared.
heart is beating so fast right now. Oh. Are you guys working with Mammon?
Yes, they say in unison.
Yes.
Yes. The sister on the left, or on the, yeah, your left, the first one you gave to Ursula, she goes, not by choice. We had no choice, just like you.
What is she thinking?
Okay, so because of the sensitivity of the subject and the nature of this subject, I'm just going to say it's dark thoughts about what kind of torture she endured from Mammon.
So it was like kind of the
And
same
that
thing.
they became his vassals to get out of that torture. But they never wanted to be in it.
Got you.
And they both say yes to you. And then she says, not by choice. You can sense that the fear is starting to leave them both. You like feel it. It's like there, and then you feel them like suck it down. Like they
buck up.
Yeah, they
kinda?
buck up kind of, and they both look at you. And then she turns and looks at her sister, and she goes, it was a good bride, sister. And you see her look at her and smile. She goes, it was.
Tell me what you know of Mammon's plans.
She kind of turns and looks down and walks over, and she sits down on the bench. And you see the other sister does the same. And it's like they got their two backs to each other and with the wall between them. And they just sit there.
Can I hear what they're thinking?
We should not help those that will destroy us. And the other sister's thinking, my sister would tell me not to help, but I keep wanting to help her. Even if we die, she has done great things. She is a woman of Orcish blood and should be celebrated. But I cannot go against my sister on her dying breath. Maybe I should convince her. And you see her stop, and she turns and looks at you. I have one request. And she stands up and walks over to the cell. The other girl stops and she goes, no, you will not do that. The girl's thinking, I'm going to give her everything she wants if she lets my sister go. And the other sister's thinking, no, you're not. I know this is what you're going to try to do. And she looks at Ursula.
So she would be
dead in
letting
the
havoc
face.
in on everything that's going on.
She looks
through telepathy.
She looks you dead in the face and she says, I will tell you everything and take you to everything and anything and increase your power, unlike your imagination could think. If you let my sister go, and you can let her go in the end, it is fine. I will take your word. It will be fate that rejects you if you break the contract. Wheels of fate will spin upon your soul if you were to break it. Break the deal and spin the wheel, she says, and she points at you.
She'd look at her finger and she
Just
points
this
at me.
orcish finger. She's like,
In Orcish tradition, you're not supposed to do that.
you're not.
right?
You're
Yeah.
not. It's like a curse, and that's what she's like. You can tell she's pointing something. And she's break
Yeah,
the deal.
she's like,
Break the deal, and you'll spin the wheel. She says, points it to you.
just let the havoc. What do you think, brother? They have information I need. Shall I ask Havoc? What do you think?
Break the deal and spin the wheel. He looks at her and he's like, did Alexandria check their tattoo magic? Do they still have magic?
She'll telepathy, Alexandria.
Yes.
Did you check their tattoo magic?
Oh yes, it's embedded within their bodies.
What is it?
Various things. Quite a bit actually, but it's unusable right now. They're in an anti-magic zone.
Okay.
They can't access any of their magic, which the only magic they have right now is that. It's like a sort of innate magic, but it's in the form of tattoos.
Okay. Some of the shit she just said to me kind of sounded like a curse, and I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't worry of that.
Okay. All right. You should totally have it. Be like, she says that there is, but they can't use it right now.
And they know that, or we would already have had problems. They probably would already try to do something.
So, she's gonna look at them. And be
At the
like,
sisters?
Yeah.
Okay.
And be like, look, it's honorable that you want to save your sister.
They both look at you.
But there's two ways this can go.
What's the duration of your spell?
1 round a level.
Okay. Go ahead.
She'll use the Orcish Crown of Rulership. She'll say, you will obey.
She invokes the Orcish
Yeah.
Crown of Rulership. Okay, they are... So they get a save,
Right.
but they're in an anti-magic shell. But you realize when you cast your spell, it affects them. It's like whatever
the way it works.
comes from the outside, it still affects them. It's strange how it works. You're not sure. You're obviously Alexandria, some kind of something that was
Of
created
course,
with
she
these
has
cells.
it like that.
And yeah, and so you cast it on both of them. So Gorisha or Gorsha, however one pronounce it, you get her. She misses her save. Ursula you don't get, but she doesn't seem to. She's still listening, and she seems to be. You can still read her mind, right?
Okay.
So she's thinking, "I'll serve you if you give me the right incentive," is what she's thinking to herself. And then she thinks, is there an option of us living? She's thinking to herself, is this an option, or am I kidding myself and not preparing myself for death, for an honorable or dishonorable one, whatever it may be.
Right. She's like questioning whether
And
I'm
she's
like
like-
fucking with her or
right,
not, basically.
Yeah, and then she thinks, I will tell her everything. I will tell you everything.
She says that out loud.
She says that in her head. I will tell you everything. And she looks at you and kind of squints her eyes a little. And you realize she's reaching like with a hook, fishing to see if you're reading her mind, but you don't
I'll look back at the one I got when she does that and pretend like I didn't hear it.
Okay, all right. She just looks at you. Portia. Okay. What is it that you want to know? You got her. You have her. The crown has her.
I want to know everything. I want to know about your father.
She looks over at her.
I want to know about Mammon. I want you, both of you, to help me overthrow your father. He already betrayed you guys. Both
So
of you.
you're using the crown again
Yes.
on her?
Yes. Each time I can. He already betrayed you guys.
You don't get her?
Okay. I fucking will. She's stuck in a cell. Eventually I'll get her.
Yeah.
That cube he sent with you guys were supposed to die. So there's no going back. You're dead to him. He betrayed you. Yeah, I'll do it again. Still no?
Mm-mm.
She's fucking stubborn.
She
this
looks.
one.
She looks at you and she says, "Let us make a deal. I have offered it. I will not betray you or break this deal. I give you all the answers and all of our wealth and connections, everything that you seek, but I do it willingly." And she looks at you again.
She's afraid I'm a charmer. so
Yeah,
she's
she
trying.
realizes her sister's charmed. You can tell they're sharp, and you have her charmed, and you're reading her mind, and her mind is basically thinking, "My sister and I need to help her." That's what she's thinking.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Agree. It will be better this way. Havoc's like, she knows you're doing stuff, right?
She reached to see if I was, and I didn't give her anything, so I don't know.
So she's smart.
She
says
is.
in your head.
She is.
She
smart.
won't be able to think independently if you charm her.
No, she won't. She's trying to stop me from doing that.
Her sister's charmed.
She is.
Use them as a balance for one another. Test the other one with the other one being charmed. Is this true? Is this false? Is this...
Right.
Test them.
Okay.
We'll be better, I think.
I like it.
They're in a cell. What harm can they do right now?
Right. Yeah. So she'll look at her. The one who's not charmed. Which one's not charmed?
Ursula.
Ursula? Okay. She'll be like, okay, tell me what you know.
Thank you, Honorable Queen. She stands up from where she was, or moves from where she was standing and moves to the side and goes down to a knee. And she says, "If you will take me, Your Majesty, and that time, if you will take me, and if that time comes now or later, I will serve you." And then she stands back up. Are you still reading your mind? Of
Yeah.
course. Okay, so this is
Yes.
round 3. You got a couple more rounds. She's thinking she has no choice now, but this is the best thing she's ever been offered, besides the freedom of her and her sister being alone to do their own will, which is what her goal is, to get separate from everything and everybody, and her sister to go into the stars and trade. And those things are kind of quickly come to her head, and then she goes back to you and she thinks to herself, she's like, if she's reading me, she hears all of that. I need to be honest, completely, irrevocably honest. And she turns and looks at you, she goes, okay, what is it that you want to know exactly? And her sister looks at you and she says, yes, what is it you want to know?
Tell me about your father and what he has going on right now.
They look at each other. And Gorcia speaks first, and the other one kind of stops, like kind of confused for a second, and then just waits. And Gorcia speaks, and she says, King Mila Shiklak is in control of 3 bands, which are supported by minions from the lower planes. And the priest of happenstance, or the pastor, as they call him, he is also known as, according to those with research and knowledge, he's also known as the chaplain. He is the human that came to the Orcish people and our father and brought those from the lower plains there. He is the one that brought the others
The
from
priest of
various
Gold Star.
places.
Or he was.
We know not of this, Gorsia says, and her sister just kind of looks at her and looks at you, kind of like a quizzical look, like
Right.
like she's learning something. She just looks at you like, we do not know of this. Yes, he is from Beacon. Ursula says, the one that came from Beacon. The one that sold us the information on how to get in your city.
They're fucking... She would tell Havoc, they're talking about the chaplain that betrayed us in the very beginning.
The chaplain from Gold Star?
I think
the one that stole the children?
Yes, I think so. I'm not 100% sure. There would have to be, divinations, but I think that's who they're talking about.
Well, the word chaplain is a Gold Star and Gold Dar term.
Yeah.
He says to you.
Yeah.
And you know that, well, from your religion. If you want to make a religion proficiency, you could know that that's where it comes from. Pastor, however, comes from something you're not even sure of. You
16 under 18?
So yeah, roll again for pastor. And this is...
3.
You don't have any idea. You read some negatives with that. Actually, no, that's better.
3.
So
Yeah, it was a
actually,
great roll.
so yeah, no, it's a great roll. Yeah, that's enough to know that pastor is an old term that used to be used in the old churches, like the Church of St. James and some of the older thousands of years ago.
Right,
It's
the
an
really old churches.
It's an old term, yeah.
Okay.
An old term. But he calls them all those, or she calls him all those names. Ursula says, yes, he is a tradesman with the Duke of Hell, Titivalis. They work together for a common goal, which is the orders of Mammon. His temples are growing on the Prime.
How many?
Enough. He merely needs to step on the Prime and he could be a source of energy that gives spells. And Gorsia says, but that would be scared of being destroyed here, so there is a secrecy behind his return if it happens. They say it will only be spoken from above. And she looks over at Gorsia, and Gorsia goes, yes, above Asmodeus, the ruler of all of it. The plan would be for his vassal to be Prime and not him, but controlled.
So they're saying that Asmodeus would be the one to step onto the Prime.
No, they're saying that Mammon would be as a vassal of Asmodeus.
Got you.
Asmodeus isn't going to step on the Prime, but he may send Mammon to do his will and build his temples, and that's what they're telling you. They work closely with some orcish gods, Gorsia says to you. Ursula kind of looks at her and then looks at you and she says, we should be careful about what we speak of, even if you have my sister under your control in such a protected area. It is still dangerous. Careful what we speak and ask unless you are sure. Is this the temple of Nira?
Yes.
Then there is darkness to the lower planes upon this space that we are in. We should be careful what we speak. At that point, Alexandria these to you. She says, don't worry, nothing can hear outside of where you're at.
Thank you. I was just about to telepathy. Yeah, she would look at him and be like...
Gorsia says, is there anything else that you wish to know? Ursula just kind of looks at her, whips her head real quick at her.
She's used to her listening to her, probably.
Yeah, you realize there's this weird thing going on here. She's aware, but she's, still shocked every time her sister says something.
She would telepathy Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
She would say, hey, can you look into something for me?
What's that?
I just found out from them that, so they're talking about this guy called the Pastor of Happenstance, who is a tradesman with Titulus, working for Mammon. But I think that it's the chaplain.
What chaplain?
The chaplain.
The one from Beacon.
Yeah.
That I chased.
Yes.
With
that
the
we
children.
couldn't catch. Yes. I think it's him that they're talking about. Don't run off without me. But they're talking about,
Right now, Lily really is needing my help, so...
Okay. All right. I guess I can figure it out myself.
I can try to, talk to some people. I will do the same,
Okay. Just figured you'd want to know. That was kind of your thing.
Yeah,
Was a chaplain.
for sure.
Yeah.
Let me know what you find out. I will.
I will. She would ask him, where's the location of his temples?
Gorshus says, the main temple of Mammon is where my father rules on the throne. But it is across the whole continent of Shir. Into the Goldfish Mountains and the dwarves of the south, the Twin Cities. Down there is the Empress Isabella, who wishes to rule the southern dwarves. She is attached to Mammon as well. It is none of our concern, for our father would have to die before we would be considered. And then even a third of those that follow will not follow us because we are female.
Hoopstag.
Yes. The Ukstag clan will not allow a female to rule. They should be eliminated, but our father does nothing.
What is the war stick?
It is the stick that is given by the council. For many hundreds of years, your father held it as well. It is the stick of the true ruler of the northern Orcish tribes, one chosen by all. It is in the possession of our father after your father was defeated. It has upon it teeth, generational teeth, to your line. Your brother's like, is this bitch telling me that our great-grandfather and so on, their teeth are on the staff that he's fucking got?
Yep.
Oh, you motherfuckers. He
Yeah,
says,
we're gonna take that.
she just looks at you. No emotion. The other sister, you can see fear. She looks at you like, she's not charmed, so she looks at you with fear like you're gonna get mad at that. And she's,
Good thing Zyra's not the type to shoot the messenger.
This is the last round.
Okay.
That you have that.
All right.
So actually I'd say it's over after the conversations you've had and you haven't
Okay.
invoked it. So I'd say it's been 5 rounds. You have to cast it again if you need to know
The
truth.
mind read?
Yeah.
Okay. I do have it again if I need it.
Nice. Tome of Magic, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your father's weaknesses? Where does he falter?
They tell you that he rules everyone. He has no faults. He rules everyone, and everyone does what he says, no matter what he does. That the war stick rules them,
Everybody has faults.
and they tell you that he has none. He just rules them. In other words, his faults are he just controls everyone around him. So there's no really interaction with him in any way, but being controlled. And you realize that the sister's being controlled by you. It's the same aspect. There's this cutoffness of this disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
They tell you, Ursula tells you that the cube was purchased from an outside source in a port that is in the stars, way away from their father. They were searching for a device that would cause a rather big, large explosion, and could be devastating, she says. But, you know.
Where? She, with her knowledge of the stars and the charts and all of that, she might be able to figure out where it's at. If she could get a hold of some star charts for this plane.
She tells you that it's known as the Spectre's nephew, the city. You remember reading it in the star charts.
Okay.
Your charts were
For heaven. I could probably get some charts for the plane, though.
Yeah, and they were specific to certain kinds of energy. Like they're not smuggling charts, or you know, they're you feel me?
I do.
So. It's towards the outside of the system, though.
Trying to figure out what else to ask them.
It's towards the outside of the system by
Outside of the
By
system?
spy. It's way out there.
Oh, okay.
So they've been way out there. You're aware of that now. But they purchased this device knowing that it would destroy a large area. They tell you that they figured the war stick would be destroyed in the explosion and implosion as well, and that it, according to those that sold it to them, there was enough time to get away before the complete explosion occurred. It is known as a spatial cube of annihilation, is what she tells you. Often used to place upon enemy ships covertly. Gorsha looks at her sister and she says, "You are not charmed yet, but you should be helping her." And she goes, "Yes, I agree, sister."
How many priests are in the temple? The main temple? How many priests are in the main temple?
In the main temple, at least 60 to 70 priests that I have seen. But the deep parts of the temple we do not go in. There are dark things in there that are none of our concern.
What about mages?
They look at each other and she goes, those that cast such spells are not common amongst our people.
No. But you had a contingency on that cube.
She tells you about a contact known as Shadow Wing, who they use down in Queensland. At the Black Docks. At a place called the Naked Pig. And that location is where there's a mage.
That's the mage that they use. Got you.
And they pay him to do various things.
I had another question. I'm trying to remember what it was.
She tells you they sell him souls too. They trade him souls. Have traded lots, hundreds of souls, they tell you. So
Yeah, so they've given me a lot of information. So Isabella That's the one that's against the dwarves that are in the cell.
That's the dwarven female that like calls herself the Empress down there in the King's Jewels. She's kind of in the King's Jewels, kind of close to Queen's Landing, Queensland, and close to the Den area, which you guys have been to, which is the massive dwarven library.
And she's in charge of that.
Southern dwarven areas. She's rules from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should be like Gordon. One more thing.
Yeah.
Queen Isabella
Mm-hmm.
from the Dwarven Empire.
Mm-hmm.
She is attached to Mammon.
Is she?
She is.
Okay.
Just so you know, I know you're questioning the dwarves and stuff.
I haven't really done much with them. Lily asked me to go. I was just really mainly going through their shit. Anyway, I'll let them know. Yeah. The House Oostag are the ones that are against you and I, Ursula says to you. So you have it kind of raise an eyebrow and look at her. He goes, "You mean the woman haters?" She's like, "Yes. They have about 3,200 soldiers."
I had those numbers right. And what about Horka?
They are around 5,000 or close.
And your father?
We have around 8,300. But that does not include the temple and its contents.
Right.
Obviously speaking in Orcish this whole time.
Obviously. Yeah. That's just a given.
Mm-hmm. Just imagine that we have a universal translator. If it was broke, it would sound something like
Right. Something like that.
Yeah, but it's not broke, so you understand.
Yeah. It's working right now.
It is.
I know I've got more questions. I'm just trying to compile all the information they just gave me.
Okay. Alexandria telepathies to you, and she says, "If I would have been thinking of it at the time, or it would have been on the occasion, it would have been perfect to invite Glacia, have someone like Lily invite her to Vay's birthday party, and then we could have possibly done something with that. I tend to want to talk to Beatrix, but there was an altercation with Vay.
What kind of altercation?
With all the vampires within Mirabilia that went to his birthday party. It would seem that he had some sort of drink called the Nectar of Gods from the heavens, and it affected the vampires in a very mysterious way, including Dr. Levitt puking up blood in his hand and pointing his finger at Vay as he left. Yes, also Beatrix, her daughter.
Bethany or?
No,
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Then there was Vilk and his daughter, Tiffany. Yes.
Vilk's a fucking
And
vampire?
then also there were a few others. A professor, female professor. She tells you her name. I can't remember.
Rodo?
Rodo, yeah, Professor Rodo. And then there was some other. Anyway, she tells you all that, so you're aware.
Well, just because Beatrix has a problem with Vay doesn't mean she has a problem with...
With me, yes,
You or
but
me.
they are requesting that he be at least charged with something, and so we're coming up with a way to do that.
Is it intentional?
Well, that remains to be unproven. If it was to go to a court case, I'm sure there would be some sort of something done. And honestly, he's already been accused of attempted murder once within the courts of Mirabilia.
Right.
But don't worry about it, dear. I'm sure he'll be pardoned from the situation. But nonetheless, we must show some sort of attempt or force or lose faith with those of the dark paths from the lower planes, like Beatrix.
Whether it's fake or not.
Whatever it was, it almost killed them.
Really?
Yes.
Good.
If it wasn't for most of them having... Beatrix said if it wasn't for my blood bag, I would have died. And she was very upset. Now, one of our kind was affected as well. But she is okay. An anti-paladin.
Who?
Vorse.
She's alright?
She's fine.
Okay.
She has endured worse. I remember the early days when she used to chew wolfsbane.
Crazy bitch.
She was trying to work her way up to eating good berries. Basically positive material healing energy, having the ability to eat it.
And it not affect her.
And it not affect her. Yeah, Vorso, she was fine. She knew something was amiss pretty quickly. Nonetheless, she's not charging anybody or blaming anybody. I have not delved into whether or not this was done on purpose. I have delved into whether or not it was Vay. If he's responsible for what took place, and the answer has been yes. So there's charges wanting to be brought against that. I would imagine he will get pardoned.
Mm.
And it will be something considered to be top secret, but there is something happening and we are looking into it.
Alright.
Your brother looks at you, he's like, so what am I gonna do?
She was just gonna say that. This. So she's still Alexandria, so I don't know what to do with them. It seems that they could be really useful allies. I've got one of them charmed. I didn't charm the other one because I'm trying to show her that things don't have to be like that. That I'm only doing this because of what they've already done, but I definitely can't just set them free in Mirabilia. But leaving them in a cell could...
Yes, I understand your predicament. If you were to set them free, I would not set them free in Mirabilia.
Right.
I would choose outside of Mirabilia if I was to do so. They cannot return to their father.
No, they can't.
There are probably other things that they wish to do, but I wish to gain as much information from them as possible. Would you require some assistance? Maybe you could command one of the one that you have charmed to tell our priests the things we need to know, or
yeah. And then she would tell her all the information that she got from the sisters.
Okay.
She'd tell her, this is the information I already have. I know that there's more questions to be asked. I am just having a hard time.
Having these dwarves imprisoned here is not good, then. We should send them back home. We'll need to talk to Lily about this.
Yeah. I'm sure she's not going to be too happy.
And Gordon.
Yeah.
So, yes.
The chaplain, that was the other thing. That was the other really important thing she wanted to tell her.
Okay, yeah.
All of it.
Yeah. Makes sense, she says.
It does. Makes a lot of sense now that I'm zoomed out and I can kind of look at it all. I can't believe we fell for it.
So how's Medeus is gunning for Shill?
Yeah. Yep. So the main temple complex is where their father is, and he happens to have a staff that has my ancestors' teeth in it that is rightfully mine through blood, that he's using to command all of these orcs.
raid this temple.
I do. You told me to raid Mammon's temples, and this is one of them.
I did.
This is kind of two birds with one stone.
Are you requesting help from the Temple of Nera? Alexander says.
That always makes her nervous.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's not a simple question.
It's not a simple light.
Yeah.
What sacrifice is Nera gonna ask for? What?
Correct.
What?
Correct.
Mm.
You know, or can you do this? You know. Had they even been taken away long enough to be a danger? You know, obviously he knew something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somehow that you would come.
Yeah. How did you know that?
Hmm.
So is there a spy amongst us that's giving him information? I wonder. I know that the chaplains, how they got the information about how to get into Mirabilia when they stole the ship and all of that. But past that, and they probably wouldn't know because he betrayed them, so they probably wouldn't know who it was, if there is anybody.
Mm. You know, in the old days when I did sessions, I would make sound effects like the cameras were dripping with water. Your water echoing, dripping in the distance. No, but yeah, if you're requesting help, then we'll need to discuss terms. But if not, and you got it on your own, you're fine. We do have your back as far as the things that your son has done, and the Vermidine Rangers and the Darkened Path that are involved. There are only some 60 Darkened Path Rangers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all of them work for the Temple of Nera.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's amazing. I'm kind of curious. I saw him do some things that I'd like to know. Like, how did they get past my infravision? I want to know how they did that. I couldn't see them unless they were really close. Completely gone.
I believe they have a skill taught to them by the Vermidine Ranger that consists of their ability to project that they're empty vessels for ghosts, and in so doing create a sort of twisted vision of what the surroundings look like, almost like they become one with the trees or the foliage. It mostly takes place in that sort of setting.
Like sacred Vermidine teachings.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad I asked you.
Yes, they're particular about that sort of thing. Almost like no one knows all their teachings. We know everything. There are no secrets. Secret society, special, this and that. And Nera says no. Thank you for the information. So she'll send a priest down there who comes in, and he looks at you and he's like, will you please tell her?
I will. I'll tell her to answer all the questions that he has.
He smiles at you. Thank you.
Just smile at him.
Turns over and walks over to her. Ursula kind of looks at you and frowns. She's like, so just anyone can control her?
No. This is a priest of Nera.
He goes, I will not harm her. I do not question you. I just feel for my sister. Is it fair to say that I serve you now?
Do you?
I do.
Then yes.
She nods.
Just look at the havoc. Like, Alexandria suggests that if we do let them go, we let them go outside Mirabilia. I feel like they could be useful allies.
Yeah, but we should question them as much like the priest.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe separate Ursula and take her to another location from another cell. Request that.
Yeah,
So she can't hear what her sister's saying, so she doesn't know.
got you. It's a good idea. Yeah.
You ask her to do that?
Yeah.
Alexandra says no problems. She says I'll be magically transporting her if you want to say goodbye to her, explain to her.
Yeah. She'll tell her, we're gonna let the priest talk to your sister, and then either I or my brother will come and speak with you.
Very well.
She'll tell Alexandria to go ahead.
She disappears. Gorsha doesn't react. She just stands there looking at the priest and start answering his questions as he's asking them.
She'll
Your brother.
have it.
Yeah.
Ready to go?
Yeah. You guys leave?
Yeah, we leave.
Wow.
Holy shit.
They're gonna get more, I'm sure.
Huh?
They're gonna get more,
Oh,
I'm sure.
I'm sure. She'll look at her brother and be like, dude.
Huh?
She'll look at her brother and be like, dude.
I know. So our father had the war stick.
You seem different. She would say to him.
I was given a blessing.
Yeah?
Yeah. Of intelligence.
Ha ha ha. She'll smile real big.
Yeah. I'm not as stupid as I once was. Be ashamed to lose it again. I can't imagine being that stupid again. It would torment me.
Now you understand how I feel.
Yeah, well, no, I don't. No, I don't. You're smart, sis.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet I'm smarter than Eris now.
Lots of people are smarter than
Yeah,
her.
it's true. It's true.
She would look at her. Everybody's got their faults.
So, what now?
Plan an attack on Mammon's temple. Taking back the stick that's rightfully ours.
Take Alpha Team? Or just us?
Bravo.
Bravo Team?
Bravo.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, that'd be better, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably Bravo team.
They did well. I can't believe it went that easy.
I know.
What
I'm
the hell?
shocked. It's like it was fated,
You
right?
talked about that poison.
Yeah.
What the? That must be
So
some.
I got this poison. She would point to it down on her belt.
Yeah.
She'd be like, and I learned that it's yellow lotus dust. It'll put people to sleep for 1 to 4 days.
Oh fuck! Talk about bed sores.
But I don't know how to use it.
So that stick, that war stick. You need to get that.
We do.
I don't know how to use that poison either. Some of these guys might know.
I should get some training from
You
her.
should ask them.
No, we can walk in there if I see a
Tatalda
stick.
would know.
She would. That's a good idea.
Give her a dose of whatever it is. She'd tell you everything about it probably. That
I
one
walk in
girl.
there
What
and
about
I-
that one girl?
What
That Oriental girl that you guys brought back.
Nin?
Yeah.
She seems pretty cool.
Didn't she know?
She did know. That's right. She's actually the one who told me what it was.
Yeah.
She kind of explained to me how to use it, but I don't feel
Safe.
safe
Yeah.
using it unless I really know what I'm doing. Maybe she could teach me. If I can see the stick, I can probably rip it out of his hand with the telekinesis.
One. Zira, your son. Zirin will telepathy to you. Is everything okay, Mother?
It is. We just got done questioning them. We've got a priest in there talking to them.
Wonderful.
Got a lot of information. Got a lot of information about Mammon, about the temple.
Can I have access to that information?
Yeah, of course.
Ask Alexandria.
Yeah, and she'll kind of fill him in on what she knows. She'll
Okay.
be like, Alexandria will know more later, but she'll kind of fill him in on what she knows. The things that she found out.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell him about the war stick, tell him about the temple.
Telling them that you're going to keep them alive and they're charmed. You tell them all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I tell him all.
Very well, Mother.
It seems like they have a lot of information and they could be useful.
So it's a successful operation then.
It is.
My first time. My first operation.
You did wonderful. I'm very proud of you. Shoot, so you don't.
I'm glad that it worked out and we were able to unsully our name.
Where are you?
I am still in the war room with Bravo
Should go up there.
and Alf.
Should go up there.
Okay.
Get the mirror mental prowess back. Of
Okay.
course.
He hands it to you, smiles at you. The men are all looking at you and nodding. Orla's, she's just gonna.
And then they'll stay there and start planning their attack on.
You tell them we're gonna
Yeah.
attack the temple.
Yeah, I do.
They smile and they kind of gather around the map, and Zirin like smiles and he opens up the map and he. We know we can go in, he says. The door opens and it's kind of abruptly. Boom! As you're doing that, and you turn and look up and you see 4 zombies.
Oh, shit.
The guards kind of look at him and look at
It's
you
okay.
guys.
It's
And
okay.
the Rangers.
It's me.
They go up behind you and just stand there. Feel the power of your hand, like
Mm-hmm.
at its capacity of undead.
That's as many as I can hold.
Yeah,
6.
yeah. You're not sure why they suddenly burst through the door. You're not sure some got away, whatever. You never know with the Temple of Nera.
Yeah, you never know. They just got
or
away.
Larkin.
They
Yeah,
got away
something.
from
You don't
Alex
know.
or something,
Something.
out of the room.
And
Somebody
you know it's
opened the wrong
a
door.
mile radius. You know that. So
It is.
anywhere in the temple, they're gonna feel you and come to you. So something happened. You know?
Something happens.
There were only 4 though. There were none in the hall. No, you see no others. They opened the door and looked down, and closed the doors and everything. And your brother kind of giggles and laughs. The other 2 zombies that are the evolved ones kind of turn with an intelligence and look at the others, and then look at each other and look back at you.
Mm-hmm. I can't do the evolution yet.
No.
I don't think so.
No, but there's this recognition. There is this creepy moment where they look at the other zombies and then look at each other with an awareness and then turn and look at you. And then their eyes will go back to that glazed look. But for just a moment, there's an awareness of looking at you and letting you know that they know
What's going on?
that you can evolve them. Not that you're going to, but they
Right.
know. They like look at you with this weird,
Like, are you gonna do it?
weird
Yeah.
awareness. And
She's a necromancer.
the door opens and you see Alex kind of peek in and he looks at you and he's like, "Hey,
Hey,
sorry about that."
it's okay. I got it.
All right, you want them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave him with me.
Okay.
I'll
Cool.
let you know if I leave him here.
No worries. They you know, they're not threatening in any way. I mean, well, they weren't. They might be now. And he looks over at him and smiles at you and he says, "No worries. You need anything?"
No, I think we got it.
Okay. I think I have some information that might make things a little different for you if you're headed to the temple.
Yeah? What kind of information?
I don't even know if it's going to be an issue. But the last known location of the Eye of Vecna, or the
Yeah.
Eye of Nera, the piece of that being, and he looks at your hand.
That's his name.
Yes.
She finally found. I knew. She finally knows.
He slips and says that. His name is given power. Of course not in this location. It would not have left. But that is why the name's not spoken and Nera renamed them. Anyway, the last known location of that eye was King Shika.
Really?
It is not known that he wears it. The sisters say there's nothing wrong with his eye. We have been asking that question, or if they know of an eye, there's been no answer, no knowledge of it.
It could be easily disguised.
It is something that is concern
Yeah.
if that is the case and you have the hand and you're going in there. just so you're aware.
What could happen?
The closer the two artifacts get to one another, the stronger that being becomes.
I see.
Like many religions, and those that have great power and knowledge of crafting things through magic, we have taken an artifact, or more than one, and added to it or altered that artifact. There are other cultures that have done the same, including those of the dwarves and the crown of good might that Lily is wearing.
Right.
Cause some problems. We've become aware now that there's some dangers with these sort of items. Yours are as old as any of these, including those that you feel might be ancestral, the war staff, and then perhaps the combination of the eye being there. They may be one and the same. It might be a piece of the staff that it hangs from. It may not be within the head of the king.
She just realized, like in that moment, that the hand could be feeding them information, or they could be getting information that way. Like from the hand. They have the same consciousness.
But it can't leave the temple, probably. So it's probably information, if that's taking place, happening when you leave the temple or leave a secured area, that it can't.
Gotcha.
Maybe. You don't know. Makes you want to stay in the temple, I realize, but you know, it is what it is, and you have what you have.
Yeah.
The hand sets your mind at ease and tells you it would never do anything like that. It says it in your head to you. I would never do anything like that against you. If we found the eye, I would say, and destroy it.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
That would be the best thing to do. It is much more damaging than I am to one host.
I see.
You have all you need with me.
I do. She would look at Alex and be like, he says destroy it.
Of course he does.
Yeah?
Yes.
She'd kind of look at him.
They are attached, but they are separate. If the being that is behind the eye, which is claimed to be the same being that is behind the hand, were to attain a body and a possession of sorts that it could become his original self, the hand would no longer have power.
I see.
And vice versa.
I see.
They are two aspects of a fork in a road. Whichever reaches the accomplishment of becoming him again is the one that wins.
Could it be put in a bag of holding?
It would affect the extra dimensional space that it was placed within, so therefore by that affect and produce energy that could be seen on the ethereal plane where that bag of holding resides.
Okay. I'm just wondering if I get close to it, find a way to keep it from affecting me, but being able to bring it back to the temple.
He smiles, closes his eyes, holds out his hand, and you see his golden hair kind of glow a little bit, and his blue eyes glow, and you see a cube appear. It's real small, see-through, made of gold.
Take it from him?
That will store any artifact within it and keep it contained.
Okay. Thank you, Alex.
Of course. In fact, it says to you, even I can be stored in there.
He seems a lot more docile than he has been up to this point, which is strange. You can? She would say.
Yes, I can be placed within there, so please do not do that.
Well,
I will start releasing to you the secrets. Since you do not, it will be in your dreams.
my dreams.
Yes,
I don't sleep.
exactly. It would be considered a waking dream for you for me to do that.
I see.
But I will start to show you and unveil to you that which I can relay to you that will not cause you too much turmoil or fear. It is like showing you pieces of a picture over a period of time for you to see. If I do it a piece at a time, it will be easier for you.
Okay.
I will tell you this. My destruction is this. And you see an image of a gray blade that's a short sword. And the center is cut out. So it's like two blades, but down at the bottom it's still one blade. It's connected.
Okay.
This huge groove that's all the way through the blade, sharp on both edges. It goes to a plain gray pommel, gray leather wrapped. And he says, the sword of Chaos, my general. This is all I need worry about, other than being placed into a suspended prison such as that which you carry now. Many artifacts will attempt to stop that from happening to them if they are conscious, such as I would be forced to do so.
Do you know where the sword is?
No, I do not feel it.
Okay.
I have not felt it for a long time.
If you do, let me know.
Of course.
Alex is still standing there.
Yeah.
She just looks back and she just realized.
You okay?
I am.
Did you hear what I said?
Which thing?
Do you need any help? And also, he's, of course that's what he's going to say, because one or the other's going to grow in strength if that happens. So,
Right.
but you know what it means to do so. You can't trick you now.
Right.
So you got it.
I do.
Yeah.
I got it. Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Alex.
Of course. Need anything, let me know when he
For
turns
sure.
and leaves. The door shuts, and that's where we're going to stop with this first shadow session. I think Zyra did well.
That
Wow.
was so good.
That is
it all went so smoothly. I was so
completely
nervous.
unexpected. They missed their saves, both of them. It took 3 shots, but
Right to
yeah.
sleep.
And you got him imprisoned, and wow. And you're still within the time frame of when the other characters were at Vay's birthday party, so you're all good there. You've actually got some extra time, so I think that there's another session possibly that we can go ahead and do.
Room there.
Yeah, there's another session that we can do before we go back to the end of that session. This shadow session is, we've come back in time with this shadow session because
Even though this one
we,
might be
we've already
released
filmed.
first.
So this is the crazy thing. We've already filmed episodes with the Heroes of the North, and Zyra's not been present. Now she had to go back in time. So as a DM, I was just praying and hoping she would not telepathy to characters that
I
would be in the
never.
present of them. It's such a beautiful thing to witness, even though I think you played it in a way that your character would not have done that. You would only have done the ones you did, like Gordon's the one you would talk to. So
Yeah.
very cool.
For
Very
sure.
interesting. It's been
Oh,
awesome.
she ain't telling Lily any of the stuff she's doing with her neutral good, chaotic
Right,
good, whatever
right.
the
The
hell she is.
background
now.
stuff going on.
Nope. Love you.
I hope these shadow sessions go well. This has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate you sharing it with me and being the first character to do that.
It's so much
We've
fun.
discussed we're going to have more shadow sessions with different player characters. And we're also going to have shadow sessions. See, say that 3 times. Shadow sessions for NPCs that might be in the party of the Heroes of the North or the Twinks of Beacon or whatever, because and then use those characters with the option of another player character to come with. That way, you don't have me just talking to myself. There's actually a character that's involved. It might be a little strange. If you would like to see me do that, I guess you like storytellers. I don't know, but if you like to do that, yeah, just point down below. Maybe I'll throw a story out there sometime with me and 6 other characters. No player characters. We'll do it just a roundhouse meeting with NPCs or something for just a session.
Sit off camera and watch.
Yeah, right. So that'd be very interesting. So if you want to see me talk to myself with different personalities, comment, let me know. Thanks for showing up, guys. Like, subscribe, share. Chikala, thank you so much. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Peace, you guys. This is Original GM.
There's a gift inside the old gods granted me, a vision of the way to change reality. In the shadows creeping, can't rest your weary head. No time for you to sleep now, or evil it will spread. So gather all your friends and listen to my tale. Adventure story shaping magic and the veil. Dragons, devils, demons, and creatures that I fear, and heroes of the north. Just please don't be scared. The heroes are the monsters.